Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Wednesday, May 22nd. Girls, got a coffee. I got both the dogs in here this morning. They're a little on the rowdy side. So I thought today we'd talk a little bit more about what you're worth, okay? And how do you charge? So stay tuned. So welcome back. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know that. And this is the weekday show, Monday through Friday, available on podcast as well. Today is Wednesday. And today I thought we would talk about, because a couple of you guys have mentioned it in the comments. Shad and Peter. Shad, you're trying to get this set up, and you have a lot of questions, and I love it. That's what I'm here for, is to help you guys. And that was always kind of the reason I started the channel, was if I could help one person, right? And I never realized I would get so much back from it, because you guys helped me so much too. So let's dive into that. I want to cover some of what you had going on, Shad and Peter. But first, Jason, prayers go to you. Hopefully you didn't have any damages and stuff. Just a power outage is bad enough with tornadoes. I used to live in Lawton, Oklahoma, and in Shamrock, Texas, and that was almost a weekly occurrence, daily occurrence. I was a kid then, and we'd have to hide in the bathtub with a mattress over. So it's no joking matter. And when you hear the winds when they come by, they're close. It never took our house, but I mean, it would make the whole house just rumble, and the sound was deafening. So, I'm glad that you were able to help out other people getting their generators running. And hopefully you got some time to get some sleep too. All right. So I also want to address Peter. You're talking about how do we charge, and it sounds like you're an automotive mechanic. We're small engine. Same idea with a lot of things until you come to how you charge, I think. But I'll go into that as well. So to answer your question, Shad, when it comes to my customers, probably 85% could care less where I get the parts. All they care about is, like what you said, is it runs and it works, and there's no headaches. That's it. And a lot of times you don't even need to buy parts. Sometimes just clean the carburetor out, or dumping out the old fuel and put good fuel in. You have to charge for stupidity as well. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if a customer has bad fuel in it, and you dump the fuel out, and you put fuel in it, and it starts running, and it runs good, you still got to charge them. And most often the case, what we do in the shop is this going to be a 1 hour minimum. A 1 hour minimum or a diagnostic fee, one or the other. And after the first hour, we break it down into half-hour increments. You have to make at least an hour's labor on every unit that comes in. You have to mark up your parts. You have to get something back out of the parts as well. Because if you sit down and you figure out, if you're working an 8 hour day and you want to make, let's say, $25 an hour, you need to figure out how to bring in enough money to get to that, $200 a day. And you can divide it by the number of machines coming through. But there's some days you only see 2 or 3, and other days you see 12 or 14. So you need to average it out. The big thing is everything that comes through is going to be labor, right? And if you're a one-man band, it's a lot cheaper. You can do it a lot cheaper than your 2 and 3 and bigger dealerships can, okay? Because now not only do they have most times if you're doing it yourself, what I find is you're somebody that you're doing it out of the shop at your home. You turn a garage into a shop, or you're doing it weekends and nights to get it going, or you're doing it days and you're doing it in a location that you already own something. Whereas I'm not saying a legitimate shop, I'm just saying one that has more than 2 or more employees. Now they're dealing with, unless they're doing it themselves, which I don't, now you're dealing with payroll. And you have all these taxes you got to do, all these insurances you got to do. If you stick at it as a one-man band, you can slide under the radar. And what do I mean by slide under the radar? I mean, you still, depending on location, because some states don't require, income tax. But you need to have it set up somehow so that you're paying in payroll, your own payroll on yourself, so that you're subtracting out the Medicare, and all the other things, and submitting that on a bi-weekly or monthly basis, so that you're building, so that you're eligible for Social Security when you get older. See, that was a problem with a lot of farmers. A lot of farmers never paid in. And when it came time to retire, their retirement was selling the farm to one of the kids, and then one of the kids paying them a monthly stipend to live on. That doesn't happen in this area anymore, so that's kind of out. But the big question is how much do I charge, right? And what do I charge? If you're talking flat rating something, like when you do warranty work for most of the, Briggs and Stratton, Kohler, Tecumseh, all the brands out there other than John Deere, because I can't do John Deere for warranty. You got to be a John Deere dealer. They're the only ones that I know of as far as a dealer that have everything pretty tight and wrapped up so that they don't have much outside competition. But for all the other ones, when I first signed on and they wanted me to do warranty, I had to fill out a paper, and part of that paper was, what do I charge per hour? And most shops will put down between 100 to 120 an hour, to do the work. When they asked me, because I'm honest, right? I try to be honest. I told them $40 an hour, because at that time it was 40. I raised it to 55, and I made everybody aware of it. But what happened then was, because a lot of times, not just your customers, if you're a Cub Cadet warranty shop, now Cub Cadet allows you a certain amount of time. It's a flat rate of how long it should take to get the job done. And then they multiply that by your hourly rate. And some will allow you some markup on the parts, but most often they just replace the part. So instead of me ordering the part, I just tell them I need the part as something I have to finish what I'm working on, and I wait for it to come in. But see, here's the moneymaker for you smaller shops, is if you're not charging $120 an hour or $100 an hour, and you're charging 55, 60, 65 an hour for shop rate, what's going to end up happening is anybody that calls the 1-800 number that has problems with their unit that they want to have warranty work done on, guess who Cub Cadet warranty is going to call or is going to get a hold of? If you've got 3 warranty shops within let's say a 40-mile radius, 50-mile radius, and you're half what the other two are, who do you think Cub Cadet is going to push their warranty work to? Yeah, common sense, right? As long as you do good work and you're fair and you're honest, they are happy to push the work to you, because for every hour they're paying the other shop, they're getting you for 2 hours, right? So if they flat rate something for an hour, they're only paying technically for half an hour, because the other shops would have got the 120, right? Or the 100. So, but you don't want to sell yourself too short either. I do it based on what the business needs. And what my tendencies are when it comes to my business is that when times are better, because in this business, it's kind of like this, right? And I know, like in the auto repair business, I have friends that are auto mechanics that have their own dealerships, repair shops. And income tax return time is a big one for them, because people are getting their money back, so they're getting their vehicles fixed. So it kind of does a sharp up and then down. And what I've told them as well is, in your good times, because you got to average it for the year, is when you're doing really well, you need to bank the excess. Don't go spending it on some asinine thing that you wanted, maybe a new Corvette or something. No, put it in the savings account. Put it in the safe. Put it somewhere. Because I guarantee you that you're going to have some really lean times of where you don't even have enough work coming in to pay for the lights. Honestly. And you have to average all your bills for the year. This is where I need to be for income. This is where, because my light bill is going to be pretty much steady right across the board. Phone right across the board. Internet right across the board. You see where I'm going with this? See, that's where a lot of people fail. A lot of people, when it's really good, they think they can spend more money. It's kind of like that thing of, if you give more money to somebody, they're just going to spend more. But if you know right around the corner it's going to get really lean, wouldn't it be better to have that tucked where you can pull a little bit in to kind of keep the income level at a certain, at least break even, versus going backwards for 4 or 5 months? I'm not sure how they do it in the auto business, Pete. I can just kind of go by what they do with a small engine. And that is, if we're doing warranty work, it's flat rate. It's flat rate. And if it takes us longer, we have to explain to the warranty department why it took us longer. And if you are really good at what you do, you can make money at flat rate. You can, as a mechanic and as a shop. If you're not too good about how to do things and you end up taking twice as long as it should have taken, it's costing you money, because now you're only getting paid for half your time. And that's why they not only encourage you, but if you're going to do warranty work, you have to attend their classes, their schools on their engines and everything else. And a lot of it's online now, so you just have to allot out so much time so that you remain current with what's going on, the trends and stuff. And it's great because they'll tell you things that they've found, and they want their warranty shop people to let them know if there's an issue. Kohler had a single cylinder there for a while that the counterbalance and the engine would let go and come right through the back of the actual block, the lower block, short block. And it was still run, but it was sloshing oil out that hole. And it would run until that oil finally, too much of it got out. Because we actually had one that a customer said that oil was coming from somewhere, and they drove it off the trailer and they drove it right into our shop. And once I got the flashlight and started looking, I'm like, there's a hole, this big around in the back where it's tucked in behind the steering column, so you can't see it that well. But that was a counterbalance issue. And it happened to a lot of those engines. It was a poor piss design, from the factory. Now comes the skivvy when it comes to warranty work. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that close to 90-95% of the stuff that people want warranted is not warranty. And you always hear my saying of, you can't fix stupid. You really can't. And that leaves you open for a lot more conflict. And what do I mean by more conflict? All right, so the warranty department for Cub Cadet is pushing you more work because you're half the price of the other two shops in the area, right? But here's the clinker. The other two shops in the area are pushing the stuff through as warranty. So the customer is made whole again. They don't care if it's a bent blade because the customer hit a pipe out in the yard. They just go ahead and replace it and submit it as warranty, and they get their $120 an hour. The customer is happy because they're not having to be nailed for anything. And I can't be that way. I've read all the stuff, and I've had instructors say, Eric, you just got to let some of that stuff go. But if I'm being fair to everyone, I have to be fair to the warranty department for Cub Cadet too, right? This mentality that they're a big corporate thing that, a little bit of money here ain't going to hurt them. It's all about honesty to me. And that is, if a unit comes in and the belt is smoked because they were out mowing heavy hay fields that were wet, and it clogged the belts, or it clogged the blades, and finally it come to a screeching halt, and they didn't shut the PTO off until it burnt the belt. If we get that unit and I get it up on the jack and the deck is just packed right full of grass, and that's why it smoked the belt, then I'm going to call it as I see it. And I've even had heated discussions with the warranty department of, it is what it is. There's your story. You're the investigator. Why did it happen? It happened because you can't fix stupid. You can't use a riding lawnmower to mow hay fields, especially after it rains, and expect that to measure up and do a great job, right? That's not what it was intended for. It was intended to cut grass that's 1 to 3 inches taller than it needs to be, and on a dry day so that it's able to blow out or blow up into a bagger. One or the other, or mulch back down. Now, I've had the warranty department for a number of the different manufacturers say, Eric, go ahead and code it this way and let it go. Don't bill the customer anything. We'll take care of it, and we'll make a note that this customer did X, Y, and Z, so we know the next time, if there is a next time. And a lot of times, when people buy something new, they think they're warranted for the next 2 years no matter what. And then you also have, what you guys can get involved with, is these extended warranties. And this has always been a thorn in my ass, is a lot of these outfits, whether you go to Harbor Freight, They have the extended warranty. Tractor Supply has the extended warranty. Lowe's, Home Depot, all the other ones. I never pay for that. Never. Because, first off, they're running at the same time that your regular warranty is on the piece of equipment, right? Second of all, they're not going to cover anything that the warranty, the owner's, the manufacturer's warranty isn't going to cover. Even though you got salespeople from all those locations saying, oh, if you sign on for it will cover everything. You just bring it in and we'll swap it out for a brand new one. Only one I know will do that is Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight. Because all the tools that are in their stores are made specifically for Harbor Freight, by Harbor Freight in China. They changed the names, but it's still Harbor Freight. And when you get a customer that has that extended warranty, now they think the belts, blades, anything goes wrong. If they run into something, damage their deck, it's 100% covered. But when we have to try to deal with the warranty department for the extended or the original, and they're saying, and you're saying, no, this isn't covered. And your customer, their customer that they sent to us is now irate with us because they think we are the bad guys. What you're going to run into, you're going to get those customers that will scream and holler because they've learned a learned behavior of if they scream and holler enough, you'll just take care of it just to get them out of the shop. And I caught on to that years ago. I just simply tell them, take your equipment. There's another dealership right over there. Go right over there with it. Please. And that's how we do it. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. When it comes to replacing parts and getting customers' machines going that are non-warranty, all they care about is that it's running and driving and doing what it's supposed to do again, okay? And being honest with them is refreshing. If it's got bad gas and all you did was just swap the gas and now it's running good, you need to tell that customer, look, I dumped your gas out and I put fresh in and it's running good now. So whatever gas you have that you're using, it's no good. You need to get rid of it because it's screwing your trimmer up or your rider or what have you. It's got water in it, most often the case. You're still going to charge them, but you're also going to give them that bit of information because if you don't, you know that when they run out of fuel and they fill it back up with their gas can, you're going to see it again, and they're going to want it for free. Because it's doing the same thing all over again. Well, it's doing the same thing all over again because you added the bad gas in. So if you tell them they have bad gas and they put it back in, it's ha-ha on them. And you're back to fixing it. Warranty work, that's your call. I mean, how honest you want to be with it. And I know that most of the shops will put 95% of the stuff through warranty that shouldn't be. If that's your forte, that's fine. I mean, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here for my own and the man upstairs. I try to be honest with everybody on a daily basis. I'm not here to fluff you or nothing like that. It is what it is, right? And a lot of times, those customers will settle down once you show them, It's surprising of how with this lawn and garden equipment, as dangerous as it can be, that, they're going to Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, Walmart, and it's still in a box, or nobody is telling them how to use it. I mean, we've got one gal that ordered her riding lawnmower off from Amazon, and it came in a crate, and she had to put it together, and she had extra parts. And she had never been around any gas engines in her life. There is the scary part. And she was trying to mow uneven ground with high spots with rocks, everything. Oh, I mean, it was one of the cheap Troy built ponies, and she beat that thing to crap. I mean, that's someone went round and round and round with warranty on. You can't fix stupid. On that note, you guys have a great Wednesday. We'll catch you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for watching.